in taxes by the Uber. This is an amazing story. This is Ron Wyden, one of my two senators, is the chair of the Senate Finance Committee. And they held a hearing yesterday. It was about Social Security, in fact. It was titled Social Security Forever, Delivering Benefits and Protecting Retirement Security. That was the title for the hearing. And they had the Social Security Administration Commissioner, Martin O'Malley, before them, along with several expert witnesses. And Sheldon Whitehouse was rather outspoken about this, but Ron Wyden made this point, and it's a pretty shocking point. Senator Wyden said the ultra-wealthy are avoiding nearly $2 trillion in taxes every 10 years. That is more than enough to keep Social Security whole till the end of this century. That's where we ought to go to start making progress. Now, what he's talking about is the fact that if you make under roughly $165,000, I think it's like something like $167,600, something like that. But let's say, you know, for purposes of rounding it out, $165,000 or $170,000 a year. If you make less than that, you pay a Social Security tax. I believe it's around 6%, and your employer pays, I believe, around 6%. I have to look it up, but you and your employer both pay a Social Security tax on every penny that you earn. But if you make over $165,000 and change dollars, every penny you make over that, or any money that you make as capital gains rather than ordinary income, in other words, if you make your money in investing, you pay nothing into Social Security. So let's say the amount is 6%, because I'm running from memory here and I don't recall the exact numbers, but it's in that neighborhood. Oh, we could say 5%, whatever. Let's say it's 6%. So you're paying 6% on your income and you make less than $165,000. Well, somebody who makes $300,000 a year, which is twice, you know, roughly, they're only paying 3%. Somebody who makes $600,000 a year, what, 1.5%? Am I doing my math right here? Or would that be 0.75%? Somebody who makes $1 million a year, you know, $1 billion, you know, wealthy people basically are not paying into Social Security. But the rest of us are being taxed on 100% of our income for Social Security. It's just wrong. So Sheldon Whitehouse, who has a piece of legislation, Medicare and Social Security Fair Share Act, which would make rich people pay their fair share of Social Security and Medicare rather than just have working people pay for it. He came out and he also attacked the Republican Party for proposing another raise to the retirement age. You'll recall Reagan raised the retirement age from 65 to 67, but said it won't go into effect for 40 years. So that went into effect last year. That was Reagan's age. So it's now 67. Well, Republicans are now talking about raising it to 68, 69, or even 70. And Sheldon Whitehouse says, you know, we've got to have wealthy people in this country pay into Social Security, and if we do, it'll keep the fund solvent forever. He said it's time to get to work identifying smart, fair ways to raise revenue, fund the Social Security Trust Fund, and preserve and protect benefits. Fortunately, there are solutions that would both extend Social Security solvency indefinitely with zero benefit cuts and make our tax system fairer, like my Medicare and Social Security Fair Share Act. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has referred to Social Security as a Ponzi scheme and said he's open to, quote, cutting entitlements, and has proposed eliminating some of the taxes that fund Social Security. Warren Buffett stops paying into Social Security 30 seconds into the new year, said Martin O'Malley, the head of the Social Security Administration. 30 seconds into the new year, Warren Buffett stops paying into Social Security. Your average millionaire, and that's just, you know, $1 million a year, stops paying 60 days into the, you know, at the end of February, basically, or the first week of March. Martin O'Malley, the Social Security Commissioner, he said, Warren Buffett stops paying into Social Security 30 seconds into the new year, and the people who clean these buildings pay in all through their paychecks. It is all through the entire year. That's what he's talking about. Meanwhile, we have the numbers now. Somebody called into the program yesterday and said, only 9 million people watched the debate. And I was like, really? It sounded kind of like a bummer, but, well, now we've got the actual numbers. And so for those of you who were listening when that person called in, please stand by. Here's a correction. 67.1 million, that's an estimate, but estimated 67.1 million people watched the presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. That was about a 1/3 increase over the debate between Trump and Biden. It was run by ABC News, but it showed on 17 different networks. ABC, licensed it to 17 other networks, and or 16 other networks. And back in June, the Trump-Biden debate was seen by 51.3. This is 67 million people. And there were 53% more people, 18 to 49, tuning in. So younger people were watching this very, very carefully, according to Nielsen data. On the cable networks, the highest number of viewers was on Fox News, 9.1 million people tuning in to watch it on Fox. Trump has claimed victory. Right. The viewership, by the way, the final series finales of Seinfeld, 76 million, Friends, 52 million, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, 67 million. So right up there. And then Taylor Swift, of course, endorsed Kamala Harris, and that went to her 283 million Instagram followers, which led to, in just the first few hours afterwards, 338,000 new visitors to vote.org, where you can sign up to, or vote.gov, excuse me, vote.gov, where you can sign up to vote. I said vote.org earlier, and let me just, I just want to confirm this. Yeah, vote.org is one thing, but let's see, vote.gov. Yeah, vote.gov is the site you need to check out, and it's official website of the United States government. So when you're sharing that with friends and telling people about it and how they can register and everything, send them to vote.gov. And I need to embed that in my brain, because I've had the other vote dot in my brain for too long.